It's Thursday, September 26. In the headlines in local news, the Constitutional Reform Committee to examine process for appointing Jamaica's president. In business news, SSL to pay out estimated $30 million to clients after year-long wait amid fraud scandal. Regionally, Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago promotes family-based foster care and adoption programs. And in sports, Dumbo Holden aiming to hire new coach ahead of next JPL match. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Brittany Clark. In a significant update, the Constitutional Reform Committee is re-evaluating its recommendation on the appointment process for Jamaica's president, the formal head of state. Co-chair of the committee and Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo-Fort, acknowledged the array of criticisms received, including from two former prime ministers, and during a session in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, noted that organizations like Jamaicans for Justice and the Jamaica Coalition for a Healthy Society shared their insights at the committee's last meeting.
The recommendation of the CRC regarding the method of appointment of the president contained in its report has been subject to numerous comments and criticisms, including but not limited to criticisms from former Prime Ministers Patterson and Golding and the Gleaner editorial. At the last meeting of the CRC on Wednesday, the 18th, that was last Wednesday, we received presentations from Jamaican for Justice and the Jamaica Coalition for a Healthy Society. They too have added their voice to the feedback.
Mrs. Malahoo-Fort emphasized that considering these feedback, the committee is working on a revised recommendation.
The committee is carefully reconsidering the matter. Dr. Lloyd Barnett has been tasked by the committee to formulate a revised recommendation for consideration and submission. We are also revising an aspect of the recommendation about the method to remove the president from office in direct response to comments from the leader of the opposition, Mr. Mark Golding.
The original proposal suggested that the Prime Minister would nominate a candidate after consulting with the Leader of Opposition, followed by a two-thirds majority vote in Parliament for confirmation. Bananas and plantains are expected to return to Jamaican markets in good supply by February 2025. Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Minister Floyd Green made the announcement during Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
Our banana and plantain sector will not rebound until 7 months from July. So next year or maybe February, thereabout, that's what we're looking at. And that's just the reality because it just does take some time.
Detailed assessments show that around 64% of the crops in production were damaged, resulting in a need for more than $1.8 billion to aid in recovery efforts.
At least 73 of our major banana farmers lost over 50% of their crops. Normally it takes 7 to 9 months for our banana crops to recover. We have started work. We did an initial allocation of $40 million through the banana board that has reached about 2,300 banana farmers. And what we do is that we provide them with fertilizer, right? And we put them on a 6-week regime for them to try and bring back those crops. So that is happening apace.
Additionally, Minister Green announced that $38 million has been allocated to assist small banana farmers who operate on less than 0.2 hectares of land and were initially excluded from the first wave of support.
When we met with the Banana Board and they outlined their program, we recognized that a lot of the smaller banana farmers, those who operate on less than 0.2 hectares, were not initially included, right, just based on the resources that we had. So we have allocated an additional $38 million to reach those small farmers. We've identified over 500 of them through RADA, and we've started that distribution again, fertilizer, training, putting them on a regime.
Recovery efforts are well underway as the government works towards restoring full production of these vital crops by early next year. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, will once again provide direct transportation for Caribbean Maritime University, CMU students, allowing them to disembark on campus. Danita Rodney has the story.
The announcement came from the Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, Darrell Vaz, during Tuesday's House of Representatives session. He said the decision follows discussions with the JUTC amid safety concerns.
Mr. Speaker, relating to schools, I received a message just recently from a user on social media regarding her sister, a student from the Caribbean Maritime University within East Kingston. The number 98 bus that usually drops students on the school compound had reportedly stopped doing so, forcing students to walk long distances. This was a safety concern for students, and in particular female staff and students. Madam Speaker, following discussions with the JUTC, I'm pleased to announce that the JUTC will resume the transportation of CMU students on campus for disembarking.
Minister Vaz explained that a daily transportation plan is now in place to ensure the safe commute for CMU staff and students.
An arrangement is in place for staff and students to be taken to the campus in the mornings and picked up between 2 p.m. and 4:15 p.m. daily. Additionally, we extend the support through cooperation with the JUTC drivers along the 98 route to ensure CMU students must be taken to the school compound once they are on the buses. I've been informed by the JUTC that there are 5 buses currently along the 98 route, with 1 bus specifically assigned to the CMU.
In addition, he reaffirmed his commitment to expanding JUTC services into rural parishes to improve access to public transportation.
Madam Speaker, of the 63 constituencies represented here, the JUTC primarily serves at best 20 or approximately 30%. As a rural MP, I'll continue to champion the expansion of the JUTC into rural parishes. With the 200% increase in the Montego Bay Metro fleet, we have added 4 rural schools into the fold of those being provided with public transportation.
For the news on PBCJ, I am Danita Rodney.
Jamaica has been working to reduce the number of road fatalities that has been steadily increasing since 2012. The National Road Safety Council has joined hands with the UN Road Safety Fund to implement a project aimed at strengthening road safety management and improve the behavior of road users and improve the post-crash response.
Jamaica has long been regarded as an exotic tropical paradise. Despite its sun, sea, and sand allure, the country grapples with a sobering reality of upwards of 500 road traffic deaths in 2021. Trends show an increase in injuries and fatalities since 2012, largely due to drink driving and speeding. In addition, more than 10,000 people are non-fatally injured annually, many of them suffering from long-term disability.
Dealing with the second leading cause of violent death in Jamaica, which is road crash injuries. Last year, 425 precious souls died. The year before, 485. Together, we have to put a stop to this. Our greatest challenge is the number of motorcyclists who are dying. 2 years ago, 150 motorcyclists died. We have been fortunate enough to get a grant from the UN Road Safety Fund to be administered to PAHO, $400,000 to help to deal with road crash injuries. There are specific issues that we are going to deal with, and we thank PAHO for helping us to administer this very important project.
Road traffic injuries are a public health priority. The government of Jamaica is determined to meet the global target and has adopted the Safe Systems approach that aims to ensure a safe transport system for all road users. Programs and regulations on road traffic are being revitalized.
Well, there's an accelerated move to help Jamaica to achieve the goals set under the Safe Systems approach. And in doing that, we have a number of agencies working with us. Well, led by the National Road Safety Council, the other agencies involved are PAHO, WHO, the Road Safety Unit, Island Traffic Authority, Ministry of Health and Wellness, and the Ministry of Telecommunications, Energy, and Transport. The program is scheduled to last for 3 years, from 2023 to 2025. But so far, in December of 2023, the critical care assessment was completed. Going forward in 2025, the other aspect of the program, mainly to do with the police, will be implemented, where they'll be supplied with tablets, speed lasers, and breathalyzer equipment.
We can introduce a safe systems approach. All of us must mobilize and support and act according to this principle. Safe roads, safe speed, safe road users, safe vehicles, and an efficient post-crash system.
It is our collective responsibility to change roadways into safe spaces for all of us. Together, all of us, we could change the trajectory of injuries on roadways. We can do this through sustained action from all partners, from motorists and road users like you and me.
Time now for the Business Report with Denise Williams.
Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, your guide through the latest happenings in the world of business. The Financial Services Commission says the fraud-racked Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, will pay out an estimated $30 million to its clients who have been waiting more than 1 year to collect on their investments. In a statement, the FSC said that based on the latest information provided by the SSL trustees, the company is advanced in its plans to make a payout to its clients. It said the payout will be primarily from the proceeds of the sale of SSL's international securities client portfolio. SSL has been closed for business due to a multi-million US dollar fraud scandal since January 2023, which has seen multiple lawsuits and court cases to determine control of the firm. Hurricane Beryl added to the woes of coffee farmers in this crop year. However, according to Senator Norman Grant, president of the Coffee Exporters Association, recommendations to the government, if heeded, could lead to growth in the coffee sector to the tune of $100 million. We want to talk about coffee in 2024. What's been the impact of Beryl? And after that, we want to talk about what's your projection for the next 5 years?
Yeah, well, the combination of Beryl and the rainy season the year before, which was in September, led to a loss of berries from the trees.
Mm-hmm. Coffee berries
from the trees, with a farm gate value of close to $1 billion.
$1 billion Jamaican dollars just gone?
Just gone like that. The rain was 60,000 boxes. Beryl was somewhere in the region of 20,000 boxes. We're currently paying $10,000 a box to our farmers. So when you look at that maths, yeah, you know, it is a lot.
Yes.
But what we have actually done is to engage the Ministry of Agriculture to launch, that is ourselves and JACRA, to launch a CREP program to the tune of about $1 billion, which is an injection in the coffee industry of about $200 million per annum in the form of fertilizer, seedlings, training of farmers, and just building capacity within the sector, which includes some maintenance of some of the farm roads. And we believe that that could move the current production of 220 to 240,000 boxes to about 450,000 boxes over the next 5 years. That could lead to the increase of export from about 25 million with an incremental increase of about 2.5% over the next 10 years to generate about $100 million per annum. And we think that that is a game changer. The minister and JACRA, we're really looking forward to roll out that program, because we believe that it's going to benefit the 5,000 coffee farmers, the 102,000 farm families. It's going to generate tremendous income for the coffee sector and for the wider economy. In addition to that, we're asking for a developmental plan for the farm roads and the rural networks within the Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee growing regions in Portland, St. Thomas and St. Andrew, the development of irrigation, and we believe once all of that can come together, the JCA, JACRA, JAMPRO, we engage in a massive marketing program. Right, very shortly we are going to be going off to Japan to meet with our Japanese partners to continue to refresh the brand in that market and make sure that there is a demand for the product. We think that the Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee will be a tremendous product that benefit our 5,000 farmers and benefit the Jamaican economy.
During trading for the period of September 25, 2024, the following companies represent the top 3 most active stocks that investors bought and sold on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaica Highway Limited with 21,065,160,000 units represented 58.87% of the total market volume in terms of sales. Gas station operator Regency Petroleum Company Limited with 2,300,566 units represented 6.54% of the total market volume in terms of sales. Alternative energy provider Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares with 2,251,331 units represented 6.40% of the total market volume in terms of sales. Moving from the money moves investors, executives, and companies are making on the stock market, we turn to the Forex market. On September 25, 2024, the Bank of Jamaica reported that US $52.26 million was bought from Forex traders, while US $55.62 million was sold to Forex traders. Buying directly from the Bank of Jamaica, foreign currency traders sold the US dollar for $158.72 and bought the US dollar for $157. The difference between the buy and sell rate was $1.72, which represents a profit for Forex traders for every US dollar traded. Canadian Forex traders earned a trading profit of $6.14 from transactions with the Bank of Jamaica. The Canadian dollar was sold at $117.89 and bought for $111.75. For traders looking at the British pound, they pocketed a profit of $6.99, selling it for $210.66 and buying it for $203.67. For our credit report tip of the day, you should be aware that from the age of 18 until death, every 30 days your credit score is recalculated by the credit bureaus and shared with the banks. So knowing what goes into your credit score is important. Paying bills on time accounts for only 35% of your credit score, but it's not the only way to strengthen your financial standings. We want to give you 2 more ideas to boost your credit score and open the door to better financial opportunities. The first is to become an authorized user. This strategy requires big trust. If a family member or friend has good credit, ask to be added as an authorized user on their account. This can help boost your credit score without using the account. Second, set up payment reminders. Automating payments or setting up reminders helps ensure you never miss a due date, preventing unnecessary late fees and score damage. And with that, we wrap up today's business report. I'm Janice Williams. Appreciate your company. Stay well informed, stay ahead of the curve. Until our next update, take care.
In regional news, in Antigua and Barbuda, first responders are on high alert as the Atlantic hurricane season continues. Police, fire, and emergency medical services are prepared to act swiftly to ensure public safety amid any potential storms. Jamie J. Rocha has the details.
A hurricane strikes. First responders are the backbone of disaster management. Police, fire services, and emergency medical teams put everything on the line to keep the public safe. But before the winds and rain hit, preparation is already in full swing.
We do at the beginning of the hurricane season. On the 31st of May, as we say, we issue what we call an operation order, preparing the entire organization in terms of their roles and responsibilities.
From pre-positioning resources and securing buildings to keeping evacuation routes clear, Commissioner of Police Atlee Rodney says every detail matters. First responders spend months fine-tuning their strategies to ensure that when disaster strikes, they can respond swiftly.
Associated with the hurricane, it's just not wind alone, that's part of it. We have storm surge, heavy rainfall, tornadoes maybe, and rip currents. And if you know your area, you should take evasive action.
The danger is real. High winds and heavy rains don't just affect buildings, they also put first responders in harm's way.
Behind me are just some of the tools firefighters use during search and rescue missions. Kayaks, flotation devices, ropes, and even this. The jaws of life play a crucial role in getting victims to safety when time is running out.
Getting medical help to people during and after a hurricane is always tricky, but being prepared pays off. In past storms, swift action saved countless lives.
The one that stands out for me is that we did deliver a baby during a storm a few years ago successfully.
The red one, connect electrodes.
Success in hurricane response depends on planning, teamwork, and the right equipment. First responders say it's not just about their readiness, but the public's too.
I remember we had a storm bad experience where in the heat of it, we had to respond to rescue some persons in low-lying areas. And we say, if you know you're living in a low-lying area and it's likely to be flooded, make that decision early and go to a shelter.
This September, the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago is raising awareness about its foster care and adoption programs. Foster care team lead Julie Tewari-Defage highlights the authority's intensified efforts to prioritize deinstitutionalization, aiming to place children in family environments instead of institutions. Mahalia Joseph Wharton has the details.
According to the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, becoming a foster family can be a positive, life-changing experience. The goal of foster care is to provide a safe and nurturing home environment for children until other suitable long-term living arrangements can be made. Foster care team lead at the Children's Authority, Julie Tewari-Defage, said while children's homes have played a very key role in this country's child protection system, the need for more family environments is crucial.
Whilst I know there has been incidents where we've had concerns about children's homes, bottom line is the children's homes have played a very key role in our child protection system. For years, Trinidad and Tobago has relied on them, and they have worked hard and they've invested so much.
She said even with this in mind, it has been proven internationally that children thrive better in a family environment.
They get that one-to-one care, that consistency. They're able to sort of have their needs met more in a sort of targeted way. So I really feel as though as international best practice dictates, we too should be moving more towards that family environment. And that's where foster care and kinship foster care really come into play. And I feel as though there will always be a need for children's homes. There will always be children who it may not be the best environment for them in a family environment, but I hope that one day Trinidad and Tobago has more foster care providers than their number of children's homes in Trinidad and Tobago.
Another form of foster care, as mentioned by Ms. Tewari-Defage, is kinship foster care.
Kinship foster care, and I don't know if we spoke about that earlier, kinship foster care is where we are able to approve relatives. So aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, grandparents, step-parents. We are now able to vet these persons and place a child with these persons and give them support. And that's sort of surpassing some of those challenges, because those children don't need to be ripped away from what they know. You know, their culture, their surroundings, people they're familiar with. Kindred foster care really allows us to sort of explore that sort of intimate family environment that children are familiar with already.
Next Wednesday, Mr. Wari Defange will explain how families or individuals are prepped to become foster parents and how interested persons can apply to become a foster care provider.
In sports, we open the scoring with football. Dumbo Holden FC General Manager Roger Simmons announced that the club is nearing the appointment of a new head coach to succeed Philip Williams. However, he highlighted the ongoing challenges in the local landscape, particularly the strong appeal of schoolboy football. As the new Jamaica Premier League season kicked off earlier this month, over 50% of head coaches are also involved with high school teams. This dual commitment led to Williams resigning from his position on Monday, as balancing his role as an educator and coach at the St. Andrew Technical High School proved too difficult. Simmons noted that disparities in resources also played a significant role in these challenges. According to Simmons, Dumbo Holden are hoping to appoint a new head coach before their next Premier League game. We turn our attention to cricket, with Dwayne Bravo announcing his retirement from the Caribbean Premier League after this year's edition. The Trinbago Knight Riders continued to celebrate Bravo's TKR success as he was honored at the franchise's gala ceremony at the Hyatt Regency Hotel.
The trophy-laden and successful Trinbago Knight Rider career of Dwayne Bravo was honored as the franchise held their gala ceremony at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, which was also part of the team celebrating their 10-year anniversary. The team also took the opportunity to honor the Minister of Tourism and Cultural Arts, Randall Mitchell, Minister of Works and Transport, Rohan Sinanan, cricket legend Brian Lara, and Cricket West Indies President Dr. Kishore Shallow for their contributions towards cricket. The man of the hour, Dwayne Bravo, spoke on the momentous occasion.
Celebrating 10 years with this franchise is very special. Everybody knows Trinidad and Tobago is very close to my heart. Cricket is all that I know, and I think I was born to play this sport. It's ironic that my hero, the person who inspired me to play this game, come from the same village, is here tonight, Brian. I think if there wasn't a Lara, there might not be a Bravo, there might not be a Darren Bravo, there might not be a Nicholas Puran. We all get our inspiration from one person.
Bravo also paid homage to Knight Riders Cricket, who took over the franchise.
When Knight Riders take over this franchise, it was a blessing in disguise. The previous season, I remember, we all saw it on the video, where the first ever trophy went to Chris Gale and the Talawas. The second one went to Barbados Tridents under the leadership of my best friend, Kyron Pollard. Trinidad and Tobago was the most successful T20 domestic team. So the pressure was there for us to start to win. And in 2015, when we won our first trophy, we got to experience for the first time what it felt to be champions in CPL.
Bravo also stated that he would be aiming to end his last season on a high.
No pressure, but we're going to try our best to get the trophy back home again. And once again, thank you very much for all the support over the years. And I'm looking forward to the end of this season, which I know is going to be a very good one. Thank you, and God bless you. And Nicholas Puran, you're yet to win a CPL trophy, okay? So we're going to do it for you, not for me, for you. Okay? Thank you very much, and God bless.
Adrian Lazar, TTT Sport.
That's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBC Jamaica. Thanks for watching.